Let me just make a brief comment about my property. There's been a lot spoken about that the last few weeks. Karen and I moved to Rye in 1987. We bought our first home in 1992. It was laid out as a single family then, and it's laid out as a single family now. We went through the proper license, improvements for building and contracting and plumbing and electrical. And so if there are anything that's missing in the building department, we'll work with the building department to update any of those permits. We filed our tax star exemption in 1998, I think when the program was started. We then moved. We had our third child, had to move out, but we wanted to hold on to the home with the thought of moving back someday so we could retire in Rye. And so we held on to the home. We filed a new star exemption around 2002 for the new property, notified the assessor's office of the new mailing address for the rental property back to our primary residence, and a few weeks ago found out that our property, along with several other properties, were getting the exemption. So we will work with the assessor's office. If we were given an exemption in error, whatever that amount is, we'll make full restitution on that. And that's all I want to say as far as that's concerned. So next agenda item is...
Comment from the public?
That will be later, sir.
Oh, would it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, next item is number 9, residents on matters that are not on the agenda, and we have Rachel Taglione.
Mayor French, 2 weeks ago I brought to your attention the issue of your double dipping on the star tax deductions. I'd like to know if you've confirmed if you received those deductions or not as of yet.
No, the assessor's office, when we get that number, that's when we'll take care of it. No, not received.
So you haven't decided if you've taken that deduction on both properties as of yet?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
I brought to you a couple weeks ago the fact that you were receiving a star tax deduction on both of your properties, 13 Richard Place and 46 Meadow. You said you were going to look into it. Did you look into it, and have you decided?
Oh, no. Yeah, no. We're waiting to hear from the assessor what the number is. Yeah.
So you realize that you have been getting that deduction for 10 years?
No, we're waiting to hear from the assessor what the years are and what the amount is.
So you haven't confirmed it as of yet?
My assumption is the assessor's working on a number of properties and is going to issue those calculations.
Right now, we don't have a finalized number because there is, as part of the legislation that changed that portion of STAR, there's a requirement to do calculation and penalty calculation. That's not been completed.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, sir?
As part of that legislation that amended the STAR program, there is a process in place in order for a penalty to be calculated as well as the amount of taxes that would be owed. So that calculation will be made and that will be shared with the parties.
Well, tell me if I'm incorrect, but there's only a penalty if he's taken that deduction inappropriately, correct?
It's all part of the calculation based on the information that the assessor reviews. So I don't have that as a direct answer to your question, Ray. I don't know. I don't do those calculations, the assessor does.
Well, I wasn't asking for the calculation. I was just asking if he took the double deduction on both properties. That's what I was requesting.
It appears that based on the paperwork that we've been able to submit, and you have all these papers as well, so this isn't anything that we're speaking out of school, there's a question about exemptions on 2 properties. That will be resolved.
Okay, thank you. My question for you, Mr. Pickup, is recently I sent you a letter requesting for you to present the Mayor French's star tax issues along with his illegal building issues to the Ethics Committee. Have you submitted that to the Ethics Committee yet?
You know, we have an ethics guideline here, Mr. Taglione, and since both the Corporation Council and I are ex officio members of that, we took your email, we passed it along to the 3 members of the Board of Ethics, and that information has been passed to their attention.
Thank you.